Welcome back, everyone, to EPIC39, the upper bracket of the CS tournament, semi-final, 7 a.m. versus next in line. We're coming into map 3, and there's everything, well, next in line, there's everything on the line coming into this one. We've got the winner makes top 4, secures himself HLTV. The loser has to go down to the lower bracket and slog their way through what is quite a difficult lower bracket, as some of the, due to upsets, a couple of really big teams are in that lower bracket, so both these teams want to stay into it. But also, again, we mentioned it, for those who are only just joining us, the storylines. 7 a.m. versus next in line. Dutchy used to play for 7 a.m. He's the IGL for next in line. Got removed. Used to play with Emperor, Husky, and LVN.
Yep.
And so far, they've traded map picks.
They have. They've traded map picks, and in varying degrees as well. Vertigo, a map pick by next in line, was very one-sided. It was 16-8.
Yeah.
7 a.m. had absolutely no trouble on that one.
Yeah, they looked way more composed. The trading was brilliant. They abused the weaknesses which next in line failed to adapt to, which we've seen them have holes in their CT side defense, which they didn't adapt to, and then
then you go into Ancient, which 7 a.m. a home map for them. LVN loves it. They played 10 games of it in their last ESEA season.
Yeah.
A season of 14 games. They played 10. It was ridiculous, and it was an nail biter towards the end. It looked like next in line were getting ahead, and that they started really strong.
Yeah.
But then the late game, it got really close, and it was a 16-14.
Yeah. So again, two stories coming into this. The map pick was so obvious based on these Vertigo and Ancient being the most played maps for these two teams that it looks like both teams were so prepared that they underprepared for their own map picks, because they went again. They've traded map picks. But another storyline coming into is next in line. The way that what's missing for them, especially on their T sides, is the trading. We keep bringing up, they've got two Finns on their team, these imports, they're X factors of the team. Just as many rounds they win from their sheer unrelenting aggression, they're also losing because their spacing is terrible. They've got no trading, no one's there to back them up when they do go down. So it's really difficult for next in line, and Nuke, hopefully, the middle ground, the second best map for both of these teams, or at least second most played, means hopefully we're going to see a lot of comfort and get to see these teams battle it out on a map which they're going to be really, hopefully, even on.
Yeah, and if you haven't been here for the VT that we ran beforehand, Dutchy, he really wants revenge. He, as you mentioned, played with these before. He was kicked from the 7 a.m. roster back before they were called 7 a.m., but it was still the same call, the same IGL, the same coach.
A lot of people say, could come up with the argument that kicking was unjust, because yes, while his stats were pretty poor on 7 a.m., he was doing a lot of the dirty work. He was the one dropping MP9s for the likes of Jamie G, who was their star AWPer back then. Sorry, dropping AWP, so he would end up being an MP9.
Yeah.
So again, his stats were a little bit there. Perhaps Dutchy feeling a little bit unfairly treated, not given the opportunity to shine in a role which he'd be more comfortable in, or which would be much more selfish. But instead, he's formed his own team with next in line, built it from the ground at the start of next season, winning ESEA Open, getting them an advanced spot, and this coming season they might be facing 7 a.m. again after this in ESEA, because 7 a.m. themselves also re-qualified for advanced, coming from main after losing their spot a couple of seasons ago.
Yeah, and I mean, talking about that Open run, it's a mix. It's obviously a mixed bag in Open, but you do get some really high-end teams in there, because you get rosters that disband, players reform new lineups, they go into Open because they don't have a spot to take, and then they have to battle their way through to get to the leagues that they should be in. And with Dutchy's roster here, they put this roster together for this season in that exact manner, and they got straight through playoffs without dropping a series, and they only dropped one map in the regular season as well. So it was a really, really strong run.
Yeah.
And I mean, I'm really looking forward to see how they adapt to advance, because it's an entire new caliber.
On top of that, this is an important grudge match for both of them, so there's a lot of bragging rights on the line, so they're going to be feeling the pressure which they put on themselves for this situation, especially coming to a map 3. As we saw before, next in line, they came back after losing their map pick. They come back and win Ancient, so it looks like they were ready for it. But in terms of the moods in the camps, 7am, they've got a coach in the form of Emperor. We brought this up again in the pre-game. 7am as Emperor as a coach, he's really good at calming down the players, these younger, less experienced players who might have a little bit more volatile personalities. Not volatile, but temperamental personalities, who are going to tilt, maybe get in their own heads a little bit. He's good at keeping them focused, keeping them in the zone, and quite frankly, if this game gets close, that could be the difference maker. If we see an overtime game, full 30, if we see back and forth, if we see tilting rounds lost and tilting rounds won, then that difference of having that voice, which again, Next in Line don't have a coach with them at this event.
Yeah.
So it could be the difference maker.
A lot on Dutchy's shoulders. As a very young IGL as well. He's had monumental success so far. We need to see if he can continue this upper bracket run against former teammates 7am, and we're going to be kicking it off live here with the knife round. Of course, last map of the series, Nuke.
Yeah, so for those who aren't aware of the veto process, when it comes to picking a map, the other team gets to decide which side they start on. But with the third map being sort of supposed even ground, they play a knife round. The winner of the knife round gets to decide the side.
And yeah, they're doing a bit of a circling here. There's a lot of stabbing going back and forth, but kills actually trading. In fact, oh dear, it's all falling apart. 7am have done a really nice job.
So
and
7am, they get the comfort to choose which side they want. So Nuke, it's likely to be CT side. We've already seen that 7am CT side is very strong. They almost mounted a CT side comeback coming into Ancient, which is a bit more of a CT side map as well. But yeah, it's really impactful. Nuke, I'm really looking forward to this game.
I am, yeah, as well. And interesting that 7am get that knife round win, because that sets them up really nicely.
It also means next in line, we saw that weakness that they had with specifically those Finns in how aggressive they were, and on Vertigo it could lead them to opening picks, but on Ancient we saw just how much it loses them trades. Actually, we saw on Vertigo too, when they're coming off onto the A site, the poor trading coming in for taking these bomb sites. Now they're on T side. They're going to need to get that under lock and key, because they're guaranteed 15 rounds of T side, where they're going to need to have trading down pat. Yeah,
and also then the mental aspect as well. If they go down too far on that T side, it could mean CT side comeback much more difficult.
Less composure as well. If the composure, the momentum goes the way of 7am, then yes.
And the players getting ready now. The last final bits of preparation in delivering the last bit of team talk. Lads, let's not overpeak. We're a much more structured team. We should just keep the discipline up. And then Dutchy, guys, let's just go and rip their heads off. And
here we are, coming into the pistol round. It'll be interesting to see if 7am pull up some more set plays. We've seen a couple on their pistol round. They seem to have these nice set plays, these nice ideas, with a clear idea coming into the round.
Next in line going brawly. They dropped two P250s. They're looking to take the fight to 7am outside. Playing the long angles, but it's Husky to open things up, but immediately traded by Zulu. Nice long-range Glock kill. Zai struggling to get a kill, but LVN will do so. So into a 4 versus 3. Zulu up by Ice Cube. Oh, Zai tapping away. Takes Otto B out at range as well. Zulu's still here. And then Zulu now having to reload. Zai can just body shot and tap him down. Wolfie in a 1 versus 4. We've seen this guy in pistols, though. He is dangerous. But even still, this is a tall order. Nice shot onto LVN. Takes him down low. But even still, Vacancy just waiting. Silence on a big, long flank. All they have to do is buy time here. They've got bomb control as well. Wolfie, such a difficult task. And Zai with another headshot.
That entire round, Zulu and Zai were just hugging the Ice Cube box, shooting the opposing teammates behind them. And staying alive that whole time. But yeah, Zai, a beautiful shot. 3K actually finishing that round. And we see next in line, go for an eco buy. Well, not even a buy, an eco round, not investing a single penny. Glocks across the board, no armor, no weapons, no utility. Against 7am's MP9, so hopefully 7am, they might be looking forward to farming some cash here. But it looks like, despite this lack of investment, they're thinking still much more economically. They're playing slow. This is what a lot of teams seem to do on their eco rounds, is they'll play so incredibly slow that as the clock goes down, the CTs are inevitably going to burn their util and throw their util away, and that util costs money. It's $300 for a smoke and a HE, 200 for flashes, 600 for mollies on that CT side. So that's money that you're forcing these CTs to have to reinvest. Coming into further rounds.
And it's really important to have that utility, especially on a map like Nuke. LVN demonstrating why he split up the attack, and that buys him time to isolate the duels. Despite them being 2v1s in some instances, he's able to make light work of it with the MP9, and it's farming a lot of cash to replenish the money lost by the utility. Dutchy, so far removed from the action. And
LVN, I also want to say, he's a famed ramp player. He loves ramp. He's played ramp and been grinding the demos for ramp ever since the early days of when he was on Socially, a roster from a long time ago. But famous for the Kaznap incident back at EPIC20, I want to say it's 28 or 29. I think it was 29. So yeah, he's got so many reps on that position. And that means that a firepower question, which a lot of people have, LVN not at the top of the scoreboard often for 7 AM, but being a ramp player, having an expert on that position of the map means that that's a weakness which isn't going to be there, or a potential weakness which isn't going to be there.
Yeah. I mean, LVN individually, I think, massively improved, demonstrating he's more than capable of holding positions
he's
like
had a really good event.
Yeah. Looks like an execute for the top site is being set up right now by Next in Line. They're going to put all their eggs in this basket. The problem is
they're against MP9s. Those MP9s are going to excel in these close ranges, even more so than M4s, you could argue.
Molotov forces Husky into the jaws of Dutchy, but Dutchy forced off the angle. And look how aggressive Husky's being. And the kills, in the meantime, go in the way of 7 AM as well.
Ooh, bit of an overextension. 4 versus 3. He didn't need to push through the smoke there. Could have let it fade, had the advantage. But at the end of the day, the bomb is in the hands of the CTs.
Yeah, and that's huge, because LVN now able, with that Molotov, to close in the angle, really get the MP9 in a position where it thrives. Vacancy holding for this flank from Otto as well. It's going to be a difficult fight to win for Otto. Yeah, manages to land a dink through the wall, but...
And this whole time, Silence has been in heaven. The rotate player, often with an AWP, sat in heaven waiting for this flank, because there's yet another flank coming in from Kappa, who I think he spotted out Silence, though. He's just waiting for him to expose himself, and then he'll take him down. But in the meantime, Dutchy gets taken down, and now Kappa's got it all to do in a 1 versus 3.
And he needs to move as well. 30 seconds left. He can't afford to sit and wait for this head to be exposed from Silence for so long. And now, 20 seconds. I mean, the time just keeps ticking down. It's working against him so well.
But Silence, because the clock's ticked down, Silence is now comfortable enough to just sit and hold this angle. But Kappa with the headshot wins it.
Yeah, Kappa's got to go quick, and there we go. Crossfire set up on the bomb site. Vacancy and Vent. Silence underneath. Or LVN underneath, rather. 3 rounds. First gun round going the way of 7 AM.
Yeah, 3-0 lead. It's not looking good for Next in Line. They want this momentum. And as we mentioned in the pre-game, a lot of this is the mental game. 7 AM have this advantage of having Emp, who's going to keep the heads cool, keep everyone focused on the game, which Next in Line don't have. So it's all on their own heads and their own responsibility to keep their own heads cool.
Upgraded pistols for Next in Line.
Husky that just takes down Zulu through the smoke. With door player.
Oh, hello.
Ooh, Otto. Again, we see that X factor, the aggression with the Deagle. Managed to one dig Silence, and he just storms in. As soon as he gets that, it's like opening the floodgates, and he just goes sprinting into hell.
Missed shot from Otto, but pressure placed. Well, a Vacancy.
It just jumps down the ladder.
Able to relieve it, yeah. Dutchy spamming away, unable to quite complete the kill. Husky very low on HP. But so are the 2 remaining players for Next in Line as well. And with only 1 player with Kevlar, it'd be a miracle if they can even get a plan or even retrieve the bomb. And a shot onto Zai as well. Oh, flank from LVN. He's getting aggressive on the ramp.
Yeah, 6-0, as I mentioned. High fragging.
Wolfie. Such a difficult spot. We saw the exact same thing in the pistol round.
Yeah.
It was against 4. This time the CTs set up in main rather than Ice Cube and stacked up together. He's not even the low Husky.
Yeah, wasn't even able to finish Husky off. So that's going to be good for 7 AM's economy. They keep 4 rifles alive, so they're going to keep only 1 reinvestment, which is Silence, who's going to have an AWP dropped over to him. And 4-0. Next in Line yet to even make a dent, I'd say.
Yeah. It's looked very one-sided so far. Smoke's prepped.
Yeah, we'll see what they can do with this full buy round. They've got Otto on the AWP as well. So hopefully they'll feel a lot more comfortable playing out this round. See if 7 AM let them do what they want to do. And there's no one actually playing ramp. LVN, he started down on B, his way up secret. Smokes off the ramp and just expects Next in Line not to play it.
Yeah, Silence coming around just to clear things out and make sure at the very least the info's getting there. There it is. LVN gets 2 as well before being able to be traded. Just throwing a spanner in the works for Next in Line. They weren't expecting it because he hasn't done it yet.
The thing is as well, they're going to realise, wait, that's LVN, he's the ramp player, so what's he doing there? So it's not like they can react accordingly like, oh, that's the outside player, outside's going to be clear. No, because Vacancy is still there in main.
And yeah, I mean, ramp is wide open. Silence has rotated round to hold this angle outside, and I think they'll realise that now as the shot rings out.
Yeah, this is a lot of trust that Next in Line aren't going to go ramp, but it's paying off because they're not. It's really well read from 7 AM.
Yeah, and Kappa, the Finns, we say they were, they like being really aggressive. If he'd have been able to get that timing on the ramp, then he could have worked his way around and done a really nice flank. But instead, Silence has had so much time to position in, and he's going to walk straight into a Otto with a nade out. There it is. 2 players left for next in line. Make that just 1. Kappa left in a 1 versus 4. Silence going to miss a shot. Bit of space, but 20 seconds left on the clock. Kappa's going to have to knife out, run into the B-bomb site, and Husky's already ready.
Yeah, already 7 AM. They're up to a blinding start. Again, 3 players surviving. Their money's going to keep building as long as they have 3 players, a minimum of 3 players surviving. And the money isn't amazing. They've got 4-round loss bonus, but no bomb plant. Means if they want to, their cohesion. The round's already started. You've got 4 players saving. Otto deciding to go for the AK, the hero AK. Again, this aggressive, a little bit more reckless, should I say, player. Going for a little bit of aggression in the hut, so you can get an opening pick on Husky, but Silence is there. He does it.
Nice
he gets
opening.
the pick onto her.
And he's immediately traded.
Yeah, immediately.
And there's no return trade possible as well. Zulu is going to get down the vent. Crucially, he's done it silently. But Dutchy, not expecting Zai to be up on Tetris. Means the bomb, dropped. Kappa should be able to retrieve it. He's got to be careful, because Zai, with a little spam through the smoke.
I think Zai's aware of it, though. He's had his crosshair placement just holding the vent. He's aware there's a possibility he could have got timed and Zulu could have got down.
And
also,
I think Wolfie's got down from outside, which means Kappa's just so far removed with the bomb.
Yeah, he's alone with the bomb. His teammates are so far separated, and actually no one is watching the outside cross, so he can get down for free. As the only outside player vacancy, he's holding main from the back of garage, as you can see here. With Herc steady pressing.
He's getting curious now as well. The timing working out that he's aware, and Kappa making noise. That info is going to be relayed, and it kind of has to be, because the time is starting to run really low for next in line. If they can get a bomb plant, that'll be great for their economy.
Yeah, they'll enable themselves to get a good buy coming into the next round. Well, they should get one regardless, but a 4-round loss bonus and a bomb plant means you can get a buy. Plus, they've got the money which they've saved up.
Yeah, and economy, everything at this point.
Yeah, they need every opportunity they can to fight for these rounds.
Kappa taken down. Wolfie missing shot on the Deagle. And that's going to allow it look for the speed increase. Change of gears. Zulu left 1 versus 4. Unable to even get 1 on Zion. Double doors. 6 round for 7 AM. Next in line still haven't got anything.
Yeah, but you mentioned at the start, Otto, he reckless. Went for that AK buy. Rushed her. Got that pick. But as soon as he does, he then overextends and immediately, look at the other space I've got from this pick. No, it's the A site. You're going to have more than 1 player on the site. And you've got the door player and the AWPer rotator in heaven. There's no way he goes down and he gets a second there after getting that pick.
And as the AWPer as well, he was being dropped the AWP this round, so he's not actually hurting himself, but he was hurting one of his teammates. Luckily, the bomb plant allowed him to drop that AK across, but if they hadn't got it, then they'd been out of luck. And Otto's now getting very aggressive in hut. And the
flash
lobby
is
crunch.
just a little bit short.
Otto's going to go down. Yeah, again, without a return, 1 for 1. Wolfie in a nice position, but again, the trade, it's right there. 7 AM playing close together, playing tradable. And now just in smokes. Dutchy's going to do a vent dive. He's Molotov behind him, so it's bought him a little bit of time, but so far these clutches haven't been going his way. He'll be able to get a bomb plant. Silence doesn't have a Molotov to force him off the angle. That's on Husky, who's just dropped down the vent.
Yeah, the bomb plant is big. It enables them to ensure a full buy next round, but he's got all against him. Yeah, he's not. Doesn't even look like he's going to defuse the bomb here. He's got up against mollies, smokes. He can't really get to it. Yeah, and Molly's going to give it away, and he just goes down. Even saving would have been a better option there. Although again, he doesn't know exactly what util 7AM are playing, are working with.
Yeah.
But with those mollies and the smokes, he had no chance.
This isn't the start to the game that we wanted.
Yeah.
7 AM looking incredibly dominant. They'll be happy with it.
But as mentioned before, that the bomb plant enables next in line to get another opportunity to try and get themselves into the game. 7 AM, again, 3 players surviving that last round, so their bank is looking juicy. Zai up to 11,000, vacancy 5,000, silence 6,000. There's no way the next in line are going to break the economy and get some free rounds, or cheaper rounds, should I say.
Not unless they start to string a few together.
Yeah.
And the way they've been playing so far, it's not looking likely. Again, an investment from next in line, but not... Utility still not great. Off the back of the pause, we'll see what the response is here, what the adaptation is.
Like some early presence towards outside with the Fury alert smoke. You do like to see that.
There's an instant Molotov as well. They're trying to draw attention towards this top site, and actually that's allowed Wolfie to lurk into garage. And he's actually got so much positioning here as well, because Silence spamming away with the AWP. It gives him loads of info.
This is so much space, more space than 7am have had in this. Sorry, the next in line have had in this entire map. He's got the timing.
Oh, he's missed the shot!
Silence is so quick. He's so ready for it. He just scoped up, aware that Vacancy isn't watching outside. LVN's down underneath. And
now all that utility spent for what? To lose a player. Otto mollied off as well before he can try and line a shot up on LVN. And they've still got a lot of nades.
That's perfect timing as well. That molly, it pushes Otto back upstairs, and LVN has somehow read that, and he's going back upstairs himself. So the lower site not in contention at all for this round.
Look where Otto is.
Suddenly a moment ago he was just got mollied off, and now he's in hell.
Silence, look at the confidence. He's going straight through the smoke, and Otto is going to capitalise this time.
He's so quick.
Yeah, the problem with being this far up, saying that high, doing bits. Husky and Vacancy as well, getting kills. Kappa left in a 1 versus 3. It's so dominant from 7am, despite that overextension.
The issue is that on this A site, they've got the firing young duo of Zai and Vacancy going ham, quite frankly, and then and Husky, should I say? Husky, this experienced player. They've got the 3 strong UK riflers locking down that A site. And Vacancy, he's the outside player. He doesn't even need to play outside because he trusts Silence and LVN to have such good rotations and reads that they're always in the right position, even though outside is left open. Because next line, they're not able to capitalise on the fact they have outside. And as we saw, the trading wasn't there. Wolfie, he lurks all the way around through CT, goes down. Otto, he then, after losing the option of going to secret, he then does exactly what Wolfie did about 20 seconds later, though. Does any trading, if someone was there with Wolfie, then they trade Silence and it's a 1-for-1 and they have the map control, but because they allow it for a lurk and the rest of the team aren't ready to pounce on any possibility, they seem just so disjointed.
The revenge story ends potentially with a whimper unless next in line can pull something out of the bag. Because at the moment it's 7am domination. And it just continues. Vacancy, headshot at Dutchy, Silence, spraying him down. Zulu's killed his teammate.
Yeah, he's had enough of Wolfie. He wants Mad back.
Wow. I'm just looking at the kills here. Dutchy's got 3, Wolfie's got 2, Otto 3, Kappa 2.
No one's got more than
Zulu
3.
1.
Yeah. Whereas if you look at 7am, they've got 4 players on 9, Vacancy on 8. So overall, they've got at least 3 times the amount of kills.
Yeah, next in line have 11 kills between them.
Yeah, but this is one thing that they look a little bit discoordinated. It seems like they need an extra voice, some extra coordination, which perhaps this is what Mad brings. He's a very experienced player. We know who he's, the likes of the level he's played at before. And maybe Wolfie, as a substitute, he's maybe not comfortable, or maybe he's just not normally as vocal as Mad could be. Again, it's hard to say with Mad not here. We can't really stand behind him and find out how vocally he would be in this team.
Vacancy in an interesting angle here. He's going to get a lot of info by hearing these smokes being not just thrown, but underhand thrown as well. Spots the shadow, and Otto's just jumping down. There's no possibility for a trade yet again.
He's just unrelentlessly holding W. He doesn't care, but that's the issue. He needs to care a bit more.
There we go. We've got a trade from Wolfie. Into a 4 versus 4. Missed flash from Zulu. But where's the end game here? There's no... It doesn't look like, from the way they're set up, that they know where they're going to land quite yet. 2 players walking down secret. Make that 3, okay. The stack comes in. LVN spotted, and he's having trouble getting the Molotov down as well. He's under pressure quite a lot. He's still able to get 1.
One and a lot of damage.
Yeah, that Molotov doing so much damage. They realise they're right by the edge. Kappa spots 1 going down into the ramp. Is able to get down the ladder. Needs to make sure he doesn't make a sound cue. He also needs to relay that to his teammates as well. But if Husky gets in, nice flash. And in fact, Zulu gets 2. This is perfect. Silence as well. Zulu saving the ramp. Finally, next in liner on the board.
Yeah, I was literally about to question that aggression there. He's just got the information they're retaking through ramp. So instead of waiting for that flank to come in, they decide to fight it head on. But it goes in their favour. The flash is perfect. Zulu digging deep and getting, next line around, as you said, finally on the board. But as we kept mentioning earlier, 7am's economy is booming. It looks like they've been investing in crypto in 20, whenever it was that crypto was booming. I don't know enough about that, but yeah.
Opening with HE this time.
Yeah, they're still, next line is still up against everything.
And yeah, I mean, I was about to say, we've seen as soon as a team lets off a little bit and allows just the door slightly open for their opponent to get in, they can start to snowball. But 7 AM starting off strong and making sure that doesn't happen. And again, so Vacancy getting the kill. No potential for a trade because they're just scrambling to get down Secret. Knife out, sprinting, maximizing the speed. And they're getting down onto the B bomb site, but LVN with yet another kill.
LVN managing to secure the site actually there.
Kappa doing some damage on the A bomb site, but again, like swinging out. Zai's there, waiting. And so Otto now left in a 1 versus 4. They're so split apart. He's got the bomb. That's the one saving grace here. 50 seconds to work with as well. And he's going to try and go up the vent, and Zai's so ready for it. Spotted. And he's like, yeah, no, but fair enough. You can have A. That's fine. I'll go down to B. But look where LVN is. He's on B.
Yeah, that win of that fight versus LVN and Wolfie, it secures that round. If LVN loses that, the round is still open. Next in line can still take the site and can still plan and play.
He's trying to shoot on the ladder. Like, he's just playing with fire here.
Yeah.
Zai's going to get the kill every day. He's begging someone to give him a kill.
Quite frankly, it looks like next in line, they haven't practiced this map enough. They don't seem to have any closers. They have no game plan, no way that they want to actually close these rounds out, or they at least haven't talked about the late round.
Yeah.
They haven't talked about how are we going to approach B, how are we going to approach what happens in this situation when we get CT. And even then, the openings don't seem to be leading anywhere. They get a lurker into one position, but then that lurker just goes down and no one else is ready to react off it. No one else seems to be, well, doing anything.
Silence. Missing a shot, a difficult one to hit.
So many steps though. Zai's going to have heard this, and as we see, he comes down into lower. Does get tagged, so they're going to be aware.
Spacing's terrible. These players are so split, and Wolfie's continuing. Zulu, not aware. Turning round, LVN comes in with the crossfire as well. Those two stairs positions, the crossfire, the blender you can create, so dangerous.
And Kappa, as normal, left lurking in lobby, manages to get one on the rotations, but too much against him.
The money's in the bin yet again for next in line. It wouldn't surprise me if we see a bit of a tilt force. I'd like to think they don't. They haven't. Okay.
Yeah, they haven't. I was going to say they could still get a decent buy if they went for Galils. Again, it's an issue with not an issue, but it's a character of the T side, in that with the Galils being cheaper, you can get rifles and utility for around about just under 4,000.
And again, outside is the play. The smokes go down. Heading down Secret. Yeah. Molotov's going to split up the attack. And
finally, they seem to be grouping up and actually having an idea in the round. But again, they're doing it with pistols, so...
Trade found.
Yeah, that's a trade. That's a positive. That's something they've not really been able to do much so far this game.
Yeah, and LVN opting not to go down the ramp. Wolfie's still here in lobby as well. He has potential to get a lot of information. LVN finally coming down. Wolfie taking down through the smoke. Bit of spam.
Ooh,
nice
LVN.
shot.
He doesn't need to be pushing there.
No.
You're in a 4 versus 3 against pistols. Doesn't matter if they get the bomb down, because you know they're going to buy next round. You've got an 11-1 lead. You don't need to be risking trying to walk out ramp there.
Yeah, the utility's still good though. Vacancy able to get a lot of space. And is there a player in vent that he's just walked past? And into the jaws of Dutchy. Dutchy traded, but again, this flank looking to secure the round. Kappa bides his time. And Silence now left in a 1 versus 2. And the bomb's so far ticked, yeah. Kappa knows it. Gets to kill 2 rounds.
I'll bring it back to that pivotal kill. LVN overextending. In the previous round, he overextended, did win the fight, and that won them the round. But here, while yes, he is 13-4, he's having a good game. Ramp, we know he loves it, he's comfortable. But overextending, he doesn't need to do that. It's a 4 versus 3 against pistols. They've not got the util to hold the retake. You've got the util to retake, so no need to aggress there. Keeping next in line, up to 2 kills.
Zulu threw the nade at the door and then mistimed the molly throw, which means they've locked themselves indoor.
Oh,
and Husky, yeah, straight spraying through. Kappa able to get one. And in fact, Wolfie's got another trade, so into a 3 versus 3, but so much damage dealt to Wolfie. In fact, actually, there's a lot of damage dealt to 7 AM as well, so it's relatively even, and the bomb planted as well. Retake scenario, something that Next in Line haven't had the opportunity to show off, and we saw they struggled a bit.
Well, they've never gotten to these late rounds.
Yeah.
At least not on A, they haven't.
We saw they struggled on Ancient a little bit. Flashbang for Silence to retake, going straight into the flames. LVN taken down, and Wolfie able to go 1-for-1 with
They know where he
Vacancy.
is now. They know that the flash assist onto LVN means they know exactly who threw the flash, which was Silence, and they know he's going to be coming from heaven, so they should be focusing on this one and
playing the economy game, which is smart because actually, now that Next in Line have had these couple of rounds and they've started to bring it closer, the economy's not good for 7 AM. Silence has 2k left. He needs to save this up. He won't be able to afford one in the next round. LVN, Husky, Zai and Zai are all just about able to get a buy next round. Vacancy's got plenty of cash.
yeah. So thanks to the save, they'll definitely get a healthy buy. Coming into this final round as well, 11-4. It's really important that they got this save. If they didn't, you'd see.
It would have been on pistols.
Yeah, it would be 2 less rifles actually, because no, 1 less. Sorry, because we wouldn't have the AWP and Silence to just buy up. But yeah, again, the MP9 on Husky, that's still a really dangerous weapon on Nuke, especially towards Vent and Door and Hut on this A site, which is where he plays.
HE.
Yeah, we see a slow round here for Next in Line. No presence outside, but Silence on that AWP. He's just cleared most of outside behind these smokes. So as we see, a bit of a hunkering down for the rest of the players. Towards
Execute on the A-bomb side. Bit of damage dealt through the wall.
And crucially, it's baited out Zai's smoke. So that smoke he was keeping in his pocket just in case they mollied back sight.
Here comes the second sight hit. Wolfie flash though, and then there's no trade. Kappa goes down for free. Husky gets a kill as well, and now Vacancy able to reposition. It's a crossfire here. They're stuck in Hut, and they're just going to get whittled apart. Zulu left in a 1 versus 5. It would be a miracle if he's able to bring this back. He's got no utility. The bomb dropped, and all of 7 AM on A site and just chomping at the bit to make sure this is a 12-3 half.
Yeah, Zulu, he got them their first round with a beautiful 3k, but
It's
a
tall
1v5?
order. It's a tall order, Tim.
You think he's going to do that?
You know what? I'd love to see it. And he's
Let's
managed
have faith.
he's managed to get out by the vent.
They're going to be aware of this, though. And does he spot the leg of Vacancy? There we go. It got called out by a teammate. But
Does
that's
secure
great.
the kill and gives his location away. Nice headshot onto Silence. He's got a third as well onto Husky. Zai almost goes down. But
That was so
holds
nice.
on.
Yeah, again, 1 versus 5, there's so many players for him to deal with, and he does such a good job of getting those first 3. Incredible crisp aim on the
I
second
felt it,
two.
Tim.
But
I felt it
did.
coming.
I did. I saw that as well. I know firsthand what Zulu is capable of, but
Quick
12-3.
on the scoreboard at the end. Otto B, the AWPer, who's been really pivotal.
died every
3
single
kills.
round.
Yeah, and he's got 3 kills.
3 kills, 15 deaths. Every single round he's died.
Zulu at the top of the scoreboard now, thanks to those 3 kills, but again, they were meaningless.
Again,
in
it'll
the
be
grand scheme.
interesting to see how often he's traded. Because
Mm.
I reckon Otto, his cast is probably very, very low. For cast, it's a stat for those who aren't aware. Kills, assists, survived, traded.
Yeah.
So it's often that he's going to go down without a trade because of how aggressive he is. No one's able to keep up. In the meantime, though, coming into this pistol round,
Trades 1 for 1 so
yeah,
far.
trades 1 for 1. They get Vacancy out into CT, whilst the rest of the players, they're down on B. They're ready to pounce. LVN holding a bit of the rotations here, playing a little bit of a flank game. But are they aware that 3 players from Next in Line have already rotated down and they're fighting already before the bomb's even been planted?
Yeah, Otto taken out. Kappa looking for a trade, but he's going to have to fall back. And Zai's got a kill now as well. Just 2 players left for Next in Line, and they don't have a diffuse kit either. So they're going to have to tap and bait out these fights. Zulu yet again. He seems to be warming up, but is it too late? He's got 2 kills already. He's got 2 more to find to win it. Husky trying to bait him around the silo, and LVN now on the ramp as well. It's such a tall order, and he can't land any of the shots. At 7 AM, get the pistol round. The Next in Line revenge story. It looks like it's in tatters, Tim.
Beyond tatters, it's 13-3. There's a 10-round difference. Next in Line seem to have nothing on their team. I'll be honest, I'll say it. It's brutal. They look like they had nothing on their CT side of Nuke, which is really surprising considering they let it go to a third. It's their second most played map in ESEA in the regulation season at least. They've got no way of closing these rounds. I think they might be used to just constantly getting these openings against weaker teams, but against a team like 7 AM, they're not going to give up these free picks and let you just finish out the round. You've got to work to get these rounds, and
looks like 7 AM are going for a mid-round smokes outside. So any initial util CTs have burnt, trying to prevent them getting out there to begin with.
Sending out the Mac 10 Vacancy out first, so against unarmoured opponents. So there's 1 player with no armour, 3 players with no helmet, so that Mac 10 still very deadly against those players. Scout for Otto, we know how skilled he is with this weapon. Loves the snipers, especially the Scout. It's almost got a disgusting clutch the other day against Royals with it, but
seems so far away now.
Yeah.
And Next in Line equally far away from coming back here on Nuke. 7am being really cautious here. They don't want to walk into a stack. They don't want to walk into a surprise setup and give the round away. They want to keep their foot on Next in Line's neck.
There's a double setup on ramp. They seem to be posting up. 7am going contact into this, but Dutchy close up with his 5-7. And Wolfie also getting alert kill. This is going to be big.
Yeah, nice one. And he backs away as well, buying a bit more time. Zai is able to trade. Otto activates, gets a scout tag, but trade it out.
He's not in the right position for the setup. I'm not sure what his idea was. Maybe he was holding B from...
Husky needs to be careful here. Sprays them all down, 7am.
Mows them down. He's literally got his lawnmower out.
Yeah.
Chopping the leaves. That's all that Next in Line are right now. They're just grass underneath the feet of 7am.
It is just pure domination on Nuke, and I think...
Husky as well, the newest addition, 21 kills.
Great game.
Yeah.
Otto's still on 3 kills.
In the words of the Backstreet Boys, I want it that way.
Yeah. Smoke going to main. Vacancy fast out with the Mac 10. And in fact, Zulu's going to get 2 kills. Husky able to trade things back, and there comes LVN as well. Cappe, the last one left, and they know where he is. Deagle, headshot from behind the site. But LVN with the Mac 10 spamming through map point, series point for 7am.
That was a force buy for Next in Line.
Yeah, money's in the bin.
They're going to have to do... Basically with the same weaponry they had last time, they're going to have to try and fight an even stronger equipped 7am. And they're going to have to get 12 rounds in a row. 12 rounds in a row if they even want to just take it to overtime.
It's such a tall order for Next in Line, and it's really not looking too great. Molotov's thrown onto top site early.
Util, but
yeah, they've
They've
had to dump it to stop the push. Otto's gone down again. Vacancy, I think he was pushing outside because Vacancy's so far back.
Yeah,
I mean that's where the kill had to have come from. So again, man disadvantage immediately for Next in Line, and
well, that's the thing though, that even if they have a decent CT side, they're 12-3 down. They're going to be, I don't want to say tilted, but they're going to be out of it.
There's the body. He's getting so aggressive outside, just trying to force the issue and bring Next in Line back into it. And I mean, it goes completely the opposite direction. You know, you want a coordinated hit together. You want either a flash to help or a teammate to come and trade. And Next in Line, they just stagnate. They're just holding. There's a man disadvantage here, and they're just hoping at this point that 7am go for a late topside hit. I like this. They're grouping up, but they're just being ripped apart. Zulu, the last one
they're
left.
ready for it. 16-3, 2-1.
And I think this map right here has demonstrated what Next in Line need to get fixed before they go into their season of Advanced. Yeah. 7am tenured in Advanced. They've got a lot of experience in Advanced.
They need closers. Nuke is a perfect example of that. They didn't seem to have the way to close it. Against these weaker teams in Open, they would have got these opening picks and then relied on their individual intuition to close out these rounds. But you can't do that against higher level teams, experienced teams, tenured teams, especially not advanced level ones.
Yeah, and that's what Next in Line are going to have to contend with next season. And there's a potential for a rematch.
I was about to say that. There's a potential for rematch. It's not over. Next in Line go down to the lower bracket. 7am. I believe they're off to the upper bracket final.
Semi-final.
I thought this was the semi-final.
This is the quarterfinal.
Oh, is it? Quarterfinal. Cool. Whatever. They've guaranteed themselves top 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, you're right. Yeah, it will be a semi-final. They've guaranteed themselves top 4, and they've guaranteed HLTV.
Yeah, they've guaranteed a HLTV game, something that Dutchy so desperately wanted. It's going to be denied by the likes of 7am.
So I was right.
It was the upper final. My bad.
Final. Which they're going to be playing against Neighbours, which that will be later on today at 5pm. But yeah, what a brilliant game.
It was a fantastic game. It's such a shame that the last map was so one-sided. I really did think...
I hoped as well that there was a lot more.
A lot more in the playbook for Next in Line, but unfortunately it's not to be. And so that is me and Tim done for today. We'll have another pair of fantastic casters coming your way shortly for the remaining games of the day. We'll see you tomorrow for the final, but don't go anywhere because there's more CS to come. See you in a bit.
Hello, Overclockers. welcome. Oh, screw this. Where's EPIC when you need